Hello, hello, my beautiful risers and prosperity builders. Welcome, welcome to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. I am your kind hostess, Cindy Placide. Now, before I continue, you know I have to get my Facebook fans on, so let me just go ahead and do that right now, okay? So I am gonna go right here, and I don't know why I always have to do that, but I do. Okay. So let's go. It shows that we are on. I don't see us. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Okay, people. I always have to change the privacy settings. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay, I am back. Welcome, welcome to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. How is everybody doing today? First, I want to say Happy International Women's Day. Power to all my sisters out there who are doing amazing things. And just the fact that you are a woman, that's cause for celebration. Happy International Women's Day. You know, we ought to be celebrated. We ought to feel good about ourselves. Okay, hello viewer. Yes, I'm here. You said hello, good night. Yes. How are you doing today? Listen, guys, we have an amazing, amazing show for you tonight. We have an amazing, amazing show. But before I continue, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Cindy Placid. I come from the beautiful, beautiful Caribbean island of St. Lucia in the Caribbean. And you know, the Caribbean, we have some very good looking women. Yes. So we have some good people too, good food. But our women are doing amazing, amazing things. So that's why I had to say I'm from the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Lucia, and I am a poet, author, advocate. I advocate for mental illness and suicide. I advocate for autism. I advocate for dwarfism, domestic violence. I advocate for rape and assault. Okay, for I also advocate for pregnancy and child loss. There are a lot of topics that I advocate for: dementia, Alzheimer's, seizures. These are things that are very dear to my heart. But my main ones are mental health and mental illness and suicide, autism, and dwarfism. Reason why? My 15-year-old son was diagnosed with autism when he was only 2 years old. And my daughter was born for a rare form of dwarfism called thanatophoric dysplasia. And I am advocating for that because a lot of people don't know what it is. And of course, I have lost a few babies and I lost my daughter. So I advocate for pregnancy and childbirth. A lot of women are facing um, miscarriages every single day. Okay. And sometimes women try so hard to get pregnant and they can't. So to our women today, happy International Women's Day. I salute you. Tonight, we have a beautiful, beautiful lady. She's here with us. I call her a powerhouse, okay? A powerhouse. And this past Sunday, I had the most honor and privilege to meet some amazing, amazing women. And it was just, I had a blast and I am so empowered and I'm so inspired. And this lady here today, she is going to be talking to us, okay, about so many different issues. Listen to me. Before she comes on, I'm going to tell you, she is part of the Jackie of All Trades Club. So, welcome to the Jackie of All Trades Club, my dear friend. So, let me get her on. The beautiful, beautiful Monodel.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Hope you're okay. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having me in the Jackie of all trade club.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. You are a little bit delayed, so I'm gonna go in, go out, and come back in so that it could be, because you're a little bit delayed. You come in a little
Okay,
later than I am. Yes.
okay.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna move, leave and come back. Just stay right there. Okay, viewers, I'll be right back. Okay.
So am I running the show by myself tonight?
I'm
Everybody,
back.
How are you missing?
No, okay. Look now, I'm green. All right. Look, I'm losing myself now. Okay. This is crazy. What's going on here with my recording? Okay. This is what I'm gonna do, guys. I am gonna come out of here. I don't know what's happening. You see now I'm green?
Mm-hmm.
Should I leave it green?
Your hair is going in and out, so I don't know. You're disappearing. The incredible
Hold on one
invisible.
second. This is horrible. I fixed it. Guys, we were laughing at that before earlier on because I don't understand why I am going. I don't want any background. I don't want any because it's not working. I don't know what's going on with my lighting. Okay, there it is. Let me see if I can blow myself out. Doesn't matter. Okay. All right. I'll take the green. All right. Green stands for Women, International Women's Day. So green. We do.
Really? Are you making this up as we go along?
So let's go, sweetheart. So tell us a little bit about Monodel, sweetheart, who you are. So now you're not delayed. You right there with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is Monodel? Monodel is originally from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, on a tiny island, mostly from the Grenadines, called Beckway. I wear many hats. I'm a notary public for the state of New York. I'm an author. I'm a psalmist. I'm a mom of two phenomenal young ladies. I am a motivational speaker. I I'm a lot of things, but more than anything else, I'm a child of God. I dare to be a world changer. I am doing my best to make my imprint on this world. So basically, that is it. I used to be boxed into a type of whatever. This is what I'm doing, but I'm not there anymore. I wear many hats. I change them as I go. So yeah, I'm a phenomenal woman. That's basically
Yes, that you are. You know, when I described you, I said we're gonna have a powerful conversation with an amazing queen. Okay, and I believe we're gonna have a good conversation. You know, as women, we are able to just like do so many things. And they say people don't multitask. I don't believe that because we can multitask.
Oh yes, absolutely. We are doctors, we are nurses, we are lawyers, we are a plethora of things that at any given time we can be that person. And I think we were wired that way from inception when God sat down to think about creating the world and creating us, and He knew that we would need to be nurturers as well as strong and fierce and no nonsense. He did all of that. And so we can be anything at any time, given time, because sometimes we have partners to do it, and sometimes we're doing it on our own. On our own. So yeah, definitely, we are capable, more than able, to be resilient, to be strong. One minute we may be crying in the bathroom because we don't want to see anybody come out. You didn't even know we were crying, and we're back to normal. So
Exactly.
yeah, we are phenomenal.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about your background. I know we heard of all the things that you're already doing. I want to delve deeper into it, but tell us a little bit about your background. Tell the ladies out there, for everyone else, but to empower the ladies, tell a bit about your background, where you told us you're from St. Vincent, but of your upbringing, what it was like.
Oh, I grew up in a before, as the Jamaicans they say, before my eye were by my knee, or before I was even anything. I was born into Christian family. My father is Bishop Devon Ollivierre. I'm thankful for the family God. You said you can't get to choose your family, but I'm grateful for my family, the family I was blessed into. So I grew up in church. I That was all that I knew. And I am grateful for that. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should grow, so that when they're old, they will not depart from it. There's a lot of discussion about my belief system being a white man God to control slavery and all of that stuff. Whatever it is, I've chosen, because I've proven God for myself time and time again that He's real, despite what people may say, despite their theories, their theology on whatever He is. But I grew up in a Christian family where I learned to pray. I learned to be strong despite what I face. And then growing up, I became a teacher. I taught for a couple of years. So I have a degree in early childhood education. And
Wow.
then, yeah, so Then I migrated to the United States of America. And when I migrated, of course, like many people that come here, you're undocumented. So you
Yeah.
do a lot of things that you would not do in St. Lucia, St. Vincent,
Mm-hmm.
to just make a living, to survive and pay the rent and stuff like that. And so then I went back to school to study theology because that's my passion. That's what I love with God and stuff like that. I didn't do it to say I'm going to be a pastor because that's a huge responsibility that I don't think I'm too frank to be a pastor. Um, Sometimes you have to, and some days I lose my diplomacy and it just comes out. So
So
that
you
is,
have to be honest with yourself.
yeah, as I age gracefully, I'm becoming more emotionally aware of who I am and what I'm about. So I don't think being a pastor is for me, but I love knowing what the Bible says about certain situation. Knowledge is power. Growing up in the Caribbean, and when I was learning to drive, I remember the driving instructor said, "Ignorance of the law is no
Mhm,
excuse for breaking the law. So you still will be punished to the full extent of the law." So I wanted to know why I believe what I believe and how to defend what I believe. So that's
mhm,
basically who I am in a nutshell. I tell people all the time my Christian life, my Christianity defines
mhm,
who I am. There's certain things not I wouldn't do because of that. There's certain
mhm.
places you won't see me because of that. There's certain conversation I would not entertain because of that. So I tell people I would be a shadow of myself if I did not know God and was not walking in that pathway.
I believe so too. That is so true because sometimes that we know there are people who do not believe in God, but sometimes when you see God working in your life, you question yourself, why don't people believe that there is a God? Because sometimes things are going the worst way for you, and there you say you put your knees down and then you pray, and there your prayers are answered. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just God is now every facet of our lives. Okay,
Mm.
every facet of our lives. Those who don't see,
Yes,
don't see
yes.
it. Yes.
I tell people
Uh,
I'm the witness and the evidence of a great God. You know,
mhm,
I posted something the other day about looking for an apartment and
mhm,
the way that God, I call it what we call a God wink, in that,
mhm,
sometimes you question, is he even concerned about you with over 1 billion people
mhm,
on earth? And you're praying, is he really concerned about you? And then I made this request and this petition, and I give him specification to know
mhm,
whether this was for me. And the very thing, right down to the last detail, he provided. So and in that God wink moment, I knew that, hey, he's thinking about me. He's paying attention to me. So I
mhm.
tell people all the time, I'm the witness and the evidence of a great God, a merciful God. I posted on my WhatsApp today. I said, I'm thankful that I don't look like what I've been through.
Hold on one second. I'm telling my autistic son to be quiet. He's just out there doing his own thing.
Listen, I'm doing the same thing. I'm telling my daughters to get away from the thing. I have, and I had the conversation. I said, I'm going to be on this live. You need to not come here until you hear that I'm finished. But lo and behold, mommy, I'm like, I'll have a
Mhm.
responsibility.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. So let me say hello to the beautiful queens that are on here, the women who are on here who I can see right now. Eustacia Herman Tester, how are you, my darling? Jomin Maximin. And also we have two others watching that I do not see, but I also see my sister Mahalia Harry. Hi, sis. And Jennifer Placid Chaluis. Good night. Let me tell you, I know some phenomenal women, okay, out there who are
yes,
on Sunday. Now, okay, let's get oh, okay. I'm fixing myself. Let's get down to business. Sunday was amazing.
what?
I cannot believe I kept saying that to myself. I cannot not make out it was you. I kept saying that to myself.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm like, Cindy, and you're like, confused. I'm like, okay. So I'm
I
like,
was.
listen. I'm a black woman. I'll be having a full head of hair today and no hair tomorrow. That is the eclecticness of being black.
the lipstick that threw me off. Okay, because I love the red lipstick. I'm looking
Yeah.
for a red lipstick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
changed it up. I changed it up. I changed it
Yes.
up.
Yes. So tell us about on Sunday we had this event called with Eustacia.
Yes.
It's called Unique. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
That's
My
her
brain is going.
organization, the organization that she's a part of
Yes.
with her
Okay.
family, giving back to the community of St. Lucia.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
unique, UNIK, which is uniform, and
Uh-huh.
the K from book. So it got, yeah, unique. And
Yeah.
UNIK. Mhm.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, I think the brain goes everywhere. I
That's
so
okay.
I sometimes the brain go out, sometimes it goes in. Okay. So you were there as one of the announcers, the MC, correct?
Listen, I was there as everything. It is an amazing thing to be the friend of the person that is in charge. So when
Mm,
there's and she has such confidence in me that I can
mhm,
fill any position. That when she has something missing, that I can just step in. My first time modeling, and then I
mhm.
got an invitation after that to walk the red carpet for the Julix. That was the designer that was there. I was like, look at me, upgrade from cameo to being on the next Julix designer presentation. I'll be one of the models on the red carpet. I said, look at God. And then the MC had to leave. So then
Uh-huh.
I became the MC. And then I was the prayer. I had to do the prayer and then lead praise and worship. I was like, where? But
Wow.
I'm so it's not a problem for me to support my
Mhm,
friends in their vision. This
mhm,
is International Women's Day, and we fix somebody else's crown. We fix
mhm.
somebody else's crown, and it's for a good cause. I don't think it robbery to help and to assist. And it is in my God give us all different skills, and I just
Mhm.
happen to be able to mesh in a certain way. And I'm grateful for that. And I was able to help and her at whatever she needed at that moment.
Honor. That's wonderful. Yeah. And Tessa is such an amazing woman. I spoke to her after that, and I'm going like some of our women, we just see them with a smile on their face, and then, go through. So we have no idea what they have been through, what has driven them, what is driving them to just keep going. So with that, I'm going to ask the question. You are an author, you are a minister, you are, oh my gosh, there's so much. You are ministry and author. You are MC now. You're gonna be a model. You are mom.
Ah,
So
yeah.
tell me, you have so many things underneath your belt. Excuse me. You have so many things underneath your belt, okay? And you look to me like I know sometimes you're a songwriter, also you a singer, and
Mhm.
I know as women we do so many things. Our passion drives us to do so many things. So what drives you every morning to wake up and say, okay, I'm going to be the best person that I can be? What drives you?
First and foremost, I wasn't always this way. If you could believe it, I was shy, very, very shy, introverted. I would stay in my house. It would be church, work, and home. But as I said before, I grew up in church, so I've always my father, whether I wanted to or not, would push me out front. Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and so that is where I got some of my bravery from. But
Mhm,
life will humble you, it will elevate you, it will condition you, it will change you. And I'm doing this because I have two, as I mentioned before, two beautiful daughters that are
mhm,
looking at me, and
mhm,
I want them to not put a limit on what they can do. If they
mhm,
can dream it, they can absolutely achieve it. We are
mhm,
living in what is quote unquote the land of opportunity, where you
mhm.
can be anything you want to be. If you wake up a male and you want to be a female, you can be that too. You understand? So, so in this land of opportunity, anything that
Mhm,
you desire. So I have an example to set, not only for my girls, but to for those that will encounter. My prayer is always that any person that comes with in contact with me, may
Mm-hmm.
have a change in perspective, may let their life be different, especially when it comes to the things of God, that they
Mm-hmm.
may have an encounter with God because of meeting me. That some
Mm-hmm.
people will never go to church, some people will never enter a church door, but the
Mm-hmm.
life that I live can have them be
Mm-hmm.
invited to know Christ.
Wow. Now, there's a doctor behind your name.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh Lord. Like, well, I had to learn to accept and own that. As I mentioned earlier to you, I went back to school because I wanted to know more about what the Bible was saying, why it was saying that. So the doctorate is in theology.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it comes from. And many times initially when people would announce me Dr. Monodel Ollivierre, it took a use to get me, because the first time I was announced like that, one lady came up to me after. She's like, "Oh, well, not her, just her and a friend. You know how
Mm.
women can be when they're trying to make you feel small and whatever. But you're a
Yeah.
doctor." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "What kind of doctor are you?" And I was like, no." She's like, "What? You're a medical doctor." So what she was inferring, that only people who are in the medical field and
Can
carry
be
the
the
surname of doctor is
okay.
qualified to be a doctor.
Okay.
And then you would hear comments about the doctorate and whatever what the case
Mm-hmm.
may be. And it took me a while to own it. And
Mm-hmm.
I would complain to my friend, and they would be like, "Oh, don't let them bother you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're not a doctor. Where is there? If it's that simple, you should be able to have a doctorate also. If it's
Mm-hmm.
that easy." And then
Yeah.
I begin to accept that, hey, you did the work. You did what you
Mm-hmm.
needed to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's a doctorate in theology, which I'm very happy to now say Dr. Monodel Olivier.
Well, we have Dr. Monodel Ollivierre on our show. Point your perspective with proceed. Okay, let me say hello to others. Someone who just joined me, Juan Pamphil. How are you doing, sweetheart? It's so
Hey,
good to have
Joanne.
you. Is Joanna one?
I used to say one, and then I was corrected. It's Joanne.
Oh wow, that's a different spelling from what
Yeah,
I
right.
wow,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, so Eustacia said, I usually like to read the comments. So they were saying good night, ladies. And then Eustacia said, you are phenomenal. You're phenomenal. Yeah, we like to hear that. And then Eustacia said, that's why we need to create awareness to enlighten others of these issues. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
I think as women, okay, you always see men standing together. Hmm? I'm talking in my African language now. The men are always standing together, but we always talking. We breaking each other down, and that's why that event was so powerful for me that I needed to be there, because
Mhm.
not only that I got to meet you, I got to meet some other amazing women. Okay,
Mhm.
believe it or not, this was I think Tessa. This was the second or the third time I was missing Tessa. I saw her when I came. I think I was bringing awareness for we were raising funds for the Blind Welfare Association, and I saw her in the club. Out of everybody that was in the lounge, I saw her hair, and I said, "Oh, I love your hair." I love to lift up our women. I love to commend women. If I tell you, whoever have a problem with me, that's their problem. I have no problem with anyone. Any woman in the world, anybody. I believe in lifting up women because we go through so many similar situations. And yesterday we are there bringing each other down. And I am glad that everybody in that room on Sunday were able to feel each other's presence.
Mhm.
To know that no one is higher than the other. Everybody, no matter what you have or what you don't have, we are called what? Woman.
Amen. Mhm.
Woman. You remember that poem that I wrote?
Yeah,
I
that you
was
said on
Yeah, you said
Facebook.
that was for our sisters. I thought of all the many things that we went through, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. We're living in a society where everybody can, whether or not we're doing the same things, there are people that are going to like your stuff, and there are people that are going to like my stuff. I think we're all able to thrive and grow, and there's enough room for everyone to prosper and be successful in whatever field you choose to. But
Yes.
it is the philosophy is people want you to do good, but never
Mm,
better than them. So once you seem to be doing a little bit better than they are doing, then
Mm-hmm.
that's where envy and jealousy comes in. Um, the circle that you surround yourself with is very critical to you getting to where you're supposed to go.
To your growth.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I heard a pastor said, sorry, that there is when you die,
Mm-hmm.
there's for those of us who grew up in the Caribbean, you know what it means. You have six people that have to kind of lift the coffin to take it out of the church and to the
Mm-hmm.
whole. He said, "Can you imagine if you had six authentic people in your life, not just female, but just male or
Regular
female,
people.
who
Mm-hmm.
would push you to be the great person you are?" And with that, when I thought about that, I began to whittle down my circle because everybody is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
We use the word friend so lightly and so
Mm-hmm.
loosely that everybody is your friend, and in actuality, not everybody is your friend. Some people are there to monitor you, and so that whenever you see that you're elevating, they can do something to negate that. Other people
Mm-hmm.
are there to just kind of feed off you and
Mm-hmm.
not deposit anything back in your life. And
Mm-hmm.
the more it's just like a bank account, the more you withdraw without a deposit, eventually you're gonna get bankrupt. So I have a group of friends, and when I say friends, I don't use the word friend lightly. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
asked me the other day, came on my Facebook page. I'm not bragging, I'm not no celebrity, I'm just a child of God that is fully becoming aware of who she is. Can I be your friend? I said, right now, my friend circle is full at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. You have to be able to prove that you are with me and you're for me. So I call
Yes.
my circle, my friend circle, I call them my TTROF, take the
Mm-hmm.
roof off friend. And
Mm-hmm.
it comes from the story in the Bible where there was this man that was ill, and Jesus was in a particular house,
Mm-hmm.
and the friend needed healing, but they couldn't get through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
They decide, hey, they love their friend so much so that they decided, hey, we're going to take this roof off and lower him down in front of Jesus.
I remember
Make
that
sure,
story.
make sure that
Mm-hmm.
he gets what he is supposed to be to get to his healing. But
Mm-hmm.
when we think about it, okay, yes, they did that and he got his healing, but no, they have to still pay for the roof. It's somebody's house. So you
Mm-hmm.
need friends like that who would go above and beyond for you. And not just you only need friends like that. You yourself have to be a friend like that for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Because you can't just be taking from other people and not
Mm-hmm.
giving.
You have
I
to be able to give something back.
Exactly. I'm a big
Yes.
believer in reciprocity. I am
Mm-hmm.
a huge believer. So when I see, I'm giving to you, and you're not, I
Mm-hmm.
always say people make time for what is important to them, and you will
Mm-hmm.
know your friends by that. Look at
Mm-hmm.
people. Don't stop listening to what people say. People can say
Mm-hmm.
anything, but
Yes.
it's what you do that counts.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. I always said I have not found myself not one nobody that I know as a stranger. And over the years, I was always into everybody. Oh my gosh! But I learned who my friends were.
Mhm. You
I,
learn. Listen, life will cut them down. Life will whittle them out. I'm telling you, when I say I'm a witness and the evidence of that, Cindy, oh, the blood.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Doctor Monodel,
Yes, ma'am.
this is a little crazy in me. Okay, so you are an award-winning nominee. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for prestigious award, okay, and also
Hmm.
recipient for the St. Lucia Foundation House
Hmm.
outstanding new artist. Tell us about that. Tell us about that or that process, where it
So,
came from, where it started.
so as I mentioned earlier, I grew up in church. I've been singing all my life. I grew up spiritual Baptist.
Mm,
So before there was mic, there was the voice. Before there
mm,
was drums, there was the hands and the feet
mm,
and the clapping of the book. So I
mm,
grew up singing, and when I came here, I still kept my faith, and I went
mm,
to church. And then several years, it was rest upon my heart to produce a CD. And so I used to, with friends like Tessa and Sharon. I
mm,
am. officially, unofficially a St. Lucian. So
That's right. That's right. We are accepting you.
so with that event, I used to be involved in a lot of their events and singing at the Solution event. So I when I started doing music, I guess they loved the music, enjoyed the music that
Mhm.
they honored me. And for the Marlin Award nominee, it was a song called Oshe Baba that I did
Mhm.
in another language that
Mhm.
caught the ear. Because the Marlin Award is this, it's the Caribbean Gospel Awards, like the
Okay.
Grammy for America is like the
Okay.
Grammy for the
Okay.
Caribbean, right?
Mhm.
So I caught the ear of the people, the judges, I guess, who were doing it, and that is how I got nominated. I didn't win, but being nominated is a big thing. So I was,
It is. It is. Sure. Wow. I'm
yeah.
excited. So, uh, I want to ask a question, but I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it to you.
Do I have to plead the fifth on this question?
Yeah. Yes, Tessa said you are an honorary St. Lucian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All I need now is the official signatures for whoever's in charge of St. Lucia right now.
Yes. So, how many songs have you produced?
Um,
Because it
what?
said on your you're also a producer. So I'm asking you how many songs have you produced and
So because it's most of the things, my I have to tell them what I want. That's how you become basically become a producer of whatever it is that you're doing. So I have two albums. I haven't done. They actually I took a very long sabbatical with
Mhm.
marriage and baby. I'm no
Mhm.
longer married,
Mhm.
but I'm babies. So I they took a back burner to life. But
Mhm.
it has always been my goal to carry the gospel. The Bible, one of the mandates of Christianity is going to all the world and preach the gospel, whether
Mhm.
it's by vocal preaching or singing, because some people get drawn to Christ through songs. One of my favorite songs right now in this season is The Goodness of God. So I have two albums, and the goal is for this year to release another one. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to that. I'm working towards that. So
Mhm.
if you want to any listen to any of those, you can find them on any music platforms that are available: Amazon, Spotify. I don't know whatever else out there. YouTube, if everywhere you can think of music, you'll find it. There. You just need to type my name in, Monodel Ollivierre, and it should populate.
Wonderful. So I'm gonna put that on in a few minutes. In one of your as a speaker, one of the things that you did mention was that you love people. What I know you've always been a Christian, you were brought up in a Christian home. So tell us what what made you what was it that drew you to people or people to you that gave you that it's almost like a light bulb to say I need to help people with what I'm doing.
You love people, but people don't always love you.
Yes, I know that.
It is. The Bible says, as I said, I'm a Christian, and I try to adhere to. I tell people I color in the lines when it comes to Christianity, when it comes to trying to live in right. It doesn't mean
Mhm.
that I'm perfect. I slip up, I mess up, I'm human.
Let me
But
hold on 1 second. There is not one perfect man found on this earth. All of us are treading along, try to do what's right in the best of our to the best of our abilities and what
yeah,
we know, what the Bible says. We try.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're
we
not
do.
perfect. Join the
No,
club.
for my, I would define perfection when you
Hmm.
say there's no one perfect. I would perfection is, I heard it and I've adapted over the years. It means maturity in Christ. The
Hmm.
more you, Paul said, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I understood as a child, and then I
Hmm.
become a man. I put away childish things. Therefore, it meant that when I was immature in
Hmm.
Christ, there were certain things I would do, certain things I would say, there's certain way I would behave. But now I'm perfected. I am mature. I don't behave like that. I
Okay,
don't speak
okay.
like that. I don't carry on like that anymore. So, with that being said, the mandate is the Bible says, when you have love for one another, then men would know that you are my disciples.
Yes.
Because if everywhere that Jesus went, he would stop. He would stop to help somebody. And the Bible also said we always will have the poor with us. There is
Mm-hmm.
not going to be a city or a place or a country where you will not find the poor. And if you have a little bit more than another person, it is imperative, as not just as a child of God, but a decent human being,
Mm-hmm.
assist. And I try as much as possible. Sometimes I feel like, if I can be honest and transparent, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, selfish, because you feel like there's not enough for you to give, and you may
Mm-hmm.
walk down this road and somebody just asks you and you give, and then you walk down another way and somebody asks and you give, and like you don't have enough to give because the level of poverty or the level of asking is
Mm-hmm.
so much greater than you can actually give. So
Mm-hmm.
in respect to where I can give my help, I definitely try to do so as much as I can. Sometimes there are times when you have to say no, because you have to also use wisdom. There's a thing called burnout, and there's a thing called manipulation, and there's
Mm-hmm.
also a thing called usury.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have to have wisdom in how you do it. And I ask God to direct me and show me where I can give my gifts, my ministry, my finances to be a blessing unto somebody.
Wonderful. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in doing the things that you love, your ministry, your songwriting, your you as a motivational speaker? What are some of the challenges that you faced?
Um,
So what was the greatest one of all?
well, fear is one of them. I am, as I said initially, I many people don't believe it, but I'm kind of introverted. But so one of that, and then networking and opportunities, and sometimes it is. I'm going to say it this way, like you're the perfect example. I did not know you, but Eustacia mentioned my name to you. And there
Mm-hmm.
are people that will, you're good at what you do, you're excellent at what you do, you're great at what you do. But because it's you, they will never recommend you. And
Mm-hmm.
they would buy it from somebody else, they would support somebody else. But because it's Monodel,
Mm-hmm.
the work of the next person may not be as excellent, it may not
Mm-hmm.
be as great or dynamic, but because
Mm-hmm.
it's Monodel. So sometimes I always say encouragement sweetens labor. And
Mm-hmm.
when you are trying to do what your who she thinks she is, what the grass is green on the other side. Lucky do we say until you get there and you see for yourself. You know,
Yes.
that is one of the things, especially within my own Caribbean community. It's
That's prevalent because I remember when I just started the show. Now, mind you, I am not. I never considered myself when I started this show. I never considered myself as a motivational speaker. I've never been to school for motivational speaking. I just know that I had a message. I know that I wanted to help people. I wanted to to promote people. I wanted to bring awareness to the things that were, hurting people, and to let them know that they were not alone. And that's why I started this show, because I wanted it was a channel for me to express my innermost pain. And people said so much. She can't talk. She's gonna go up on a talk show. She don't know how to do motivational speaking. She's doing it for money. And money, all of these things
yeah.
was never what I intended. I just wanted to share what I was going through so that I could help somebody else in the process. And I'm still not making money with this. But you know what? The
Yeah.
passion that I have when I hear somebody like you, when I see women, other women like myself, growing, when I encourage somebody to write their book and that book comes out. Okay, when I carry somebody on the show and I hear they call me back and say, Cindy, what you did for me, you have no idea. That's my payment.
Mhm.
God is
That
gonna take God is gonna take care of me, no matter what.
that is one of, and I tell people I recently found my purpose, and my purpose is encouraging somebody to be a better version of themselves. And
Yes.
it's so rewarding to hear somebody say to me, it's because of you believing in me
All
that I have a friend. Hi Thais, hi Alex, hi Joanne. And you don't know the impact that you have on people until they say something. I am
right.
learning to give the roses while I can. I
Mhm,
remember for my first book launch, I every book launch I do, or everything that I do, I try to say thank you for the person that helped me get to where I am. I am not here of my own sagacity, my own strength. I'm standing on somebody else's shoulder. I'm
exactly.
standing on somebody else encouraging me because
Mhm,
when I needed somebody to read my book and
mhm,
say, tell me what you truly think. Don't tell me because you're my friend. I want you to, because I know people are going to read these books and they're going to come for me because I'm
mhm.
doing something out of the box. I'm talking about the church, and that not the
Yes.
church being virgin white. The church
Mhm,
is scarlet. And I
mhm,
knew they would come for me, and I wanted to have honest reaction. If I can't trust my circle to be honest with me, when the
mhm.
world tear me, I'm gonna be really out in the cold. So it at that time it was like, who do you think you are? You're not an author. They have the likes of, what is this lady? This other black woman who wrote Waiting to Exhale. And they compare you.
Mhm,
You're just starting out, and you're so nervous, and you're so. And I'm like, I began to realize, hey, if I've got God with me, him and I, we are the majority. I know many people around here like everything is God, God, God. Yeah, yeah, it is God. If it wasn't for God, you would not know me. Situation and
mhm,
circumstances that I've gone through in my life, I should be crazy, Cindy. I should
mhm.
be out of my cotton picking mind, quote unquote. I should not be here. I should be in the G building. I should be 6 feet under. I
Are you
should be
are you comfortable to tell us a little bit about that?
life be life in. Let's just say that
Yeah,
life
okay.
be life in. And
Okay.
so you adjust to suit because you know that there is more. This thing that I'm going through, it
Mhm.
will not break me, it will not kill me, but
I
it will
could just give you a hug right now, girl.
it will not.
Mhm,
I'm going to use this thing that is supposed to kill me, this
mhm,
thing that is supposed to abort my destiny.
mhm,
It will not. At the time, you don't see it because when you're in it, you can't see it. But you know that if you believe, you know that if you trust, you know that if you stay the course, if you put blinders on, and sometimes you have to put blinders on
mhm,
because if you don't, the things that you're hearing, the things that you're seeing,
mhm,
they will make you turn off course. I'm a driver. I drive a lot,
mhm.
and you can't keep looking in the rear view mirror. You gotta
No,
dance and keep forward.
we're not
And
going back there. We're not going back there.
no,
No.
we just seeing where we came from and how
Yes.
we come,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna do what we're
Don't worry
supposed to do.
about them. I get it all the time. They used to know I'm making noise. Go
And she get
ahead.
and she get the speech. The child get the speech. She got the speech. Yes, mommy.
Yes, mom. Yeah,
Yes. So
but you whatever we like you said, we're not looking back there. Like you said, we look at the rearview
yeah,
mirror to keep us accountable. Okay, to keep
man.
us accountable. Okay, this is where I was. I'm not going back there, but I'm looking forward. Now I don't care what come in my forward: bricks, stones, hurricane, hail, whatever you come with me, fire. I am going through it because I have a destination. I have things to do, and that's how I
Mhm.
see myself. I'm not like everybody else, you know. I can't tell everybody my business on social media, although maybe everybody know. I don't know. But let me tell you this. I have a purpose. I have I have a goal in mind. And it's not for just me, for everybody else who graces my presence.
Amen.
Okay? And when I am not done yet. I'm just beginning. Okay, I'm just beginning. And when I meet women like you, okay, when I meet women like I'm sorry, Sanu, and I meet Tessa, I have some cousins. I don't know if you know Vava is my cousin and Priscilla is my cousin. When I meet powerful women like these, okay, and I meet all of those young up women that's coming up, I want the world to know. I'm not looking for the big guys out there who have already made it. I'm looking for people like you who coming up and who have a message, and it's through your own experiences, okay, that we can empower other women out like ourselves, other people like ourselves to, hey, I am not alone. There are other women struggling. I cannot give up. I will not give up.
Yes. Yeah. That is absolutely true. Giving up is not an option. Giving up is what we call the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you give up, you don't only negate your destiny, but you negate somebody who's been looking at you. That said,
Yes.
if Monodel can make it,
Mm-hmm.
I can make it. That's how
Yes.
I got through Bible school. There was this lady that, very much elderly, and she went through the process. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it too. And that's how
Mm-hmm.
I would remind myself, sister such and such did that. And I
Mm-hmm.
can do that too. I can do that particular thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so it is not, giving up is not an option, especially now. Maybe before it would have been possible for me, but not with these girls looking at me. Not, it's not a,
Exactly. We have little eyes looking at us, looking at what we,
Mhm.
and they're not gonna do what we say, they're gonna do what we
Exactly.
do. Yes. Let me say hello to our, oh my God, there's so many people on here. Marjorie Douglas, how are you doing? Alexander Joseph, TIASTSG,
Thais.
Thais G. I'm sorry, I don't mean to butcher your names, people.
That's okay.
But I love y'all, okay? Marcella Smith Fontinel, okay. We also have, who else is there? Yes. So let me look at the comments. I always like to look at the comments. Tias, she said, LOL, I get a shout out. And Marcella said, agreed. She said, experience is the best teacher.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. And Margie said she's good. Thanks. I'm good. I mean,
Well,
you
for
were
those
so
for those of you who are watching, invite it's Women's International. I keep saying it back to front. My friends laugh at me. International Women's Day. I use the Women's International Day. It's one of the same. But share. Let's come into the conversation. Let's hear what you have to say about how life will be life in and treat you like you're this
yes.
rag.
Yes. So tell us about your book, sweetheart.
Okay. So during COVID? Yes. Um, you know, I'm as I mature in life and get older, um, you never know what you're capable of until you're in certain positions and you're left with so much time on your hand. And at that time, I was like, I started writing some book, putting some pen to paper. And I had started like a couple of years ago. And I've always loved the English language. I'm not a poet like you and Tessa, but I can write as in when I came to America, let's just say I had to write to pay the rent. So I used to write
Okay.
papers to people. You
Okay. Wow.
know, I used to go to school for people. Can't say that now. I can't say that now. But yeah. Yes, let's bring it back. So yeah, I used to do that, and then in COVID, I started writing, and then this took on a life of its own. The first
Mm-hmm.
book is called Praise Personified, and
Mm-hmm.
it's basically about this young woman who is she's in love with God, but as I said, life be lifing and temptation be all up there. And
Mm-hmm.
she just wants to find somebody that is true and honest. And it's relationship wise, but there's two men that she's competing for her attention, and she in the church, and
Mm-hmm.
things are happening in the church.
Mm.
I was talking to Miss the fashion designer Alex. She's like, I went to bed at 4 a.m. this morning because I couldn't put the book down. I said, really? She said, yes. I couldn't put the book down, so I went to bed at 4 a.m. I said, oh, I don't know what to let me know what you finish. What is happening?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically about if you've read the Bible, you know the Bible is full of drama. You know the
Mm-hmm.
Bible is full of if you've read Samson and Delilah, you know that the Bible is full of drama. If you read David and Bathsheba, You know what
Mhm.
happened there. The Bible is the best soap opera you could ever find if you ever read it the way that it's supposed to.
So on the screen, I have your book, Praise Personified.
Yeah.
Yes. Just gonna get it. Praise Personified. And this is the book she's talking about, guys.
Yeah. So that's the first of two. And then I think that came out in, what is this, 2024? That came out maybe 2012. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was followed by All That Glitters.
Mm-hmm.
That. You know the saying in the Caribbean, all that
Yes.
glitters, you know? And it follows on the heel of Praise Personified because I left with a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, what is going to happen? What is happening? What is happening? You got to tell us. I was like, you're going to have to read the book. I hadn't even written the book yet.
Uh-huh. Oh wow.
When they were like, you can't leave us like this. So I don't take all the credit. I am the pen and the hand that God is using to get this message out. Trust me,
Absolutely.
I was very, very nervous. Um, because the church can be a very difficult place.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're not doing what they think you should do or say what they want you to say, it can become difficult. But for sure,
Yes.
I'm a little bored, and I'm learning to lean on God because if He said it, then I'm doing what He said to do.
Absolutely. Let me say hello to some of our queens. Emma Leos. Hey, Kat. How are you? She's watching. And we also have Lucita Jean Pierre. Hello, my love. How are you doing today? Thank you. She said,
Thank
good
you.
evening, Cindy and guests. Happy International Women's Day. Happy
Thank
International
you.
Women's Day to you, sweetheart. You know, we have so many women. We also have a man on here called John Shallery. So John Shallery is watching. I don't know what he's watching. We have Lizette Paul who's watching. So there are some people I just cannot see because they're not on my profile. So we have so many people watching. So let me see if I can find the other book. Yes, books, your books. I'm gonna show you books. Yes, guys. If you see I've been the sticker, it's been going on. If you want to know more about Monodel, go to um go to Monodel Ministries.com. I am telling you, you're gonna find some amazing things about her. I am also going to put it on there in the chat so you can go see it. But these are her books. These are her books.
Thank you.
Yes. Praise personified and all that glitters.
Yes.
Now, are these just the two that you have?
Those are currently the two that I have. I have not started working. Well, I shouldn't say I have not. I have started working on the other one because, again, the pressure to finish what you started.
Continuation.
But I enjoy knowing. I remember I went to a book signing, and the testimony came back. A lady was there, and she bought the book, and of course, she read it, and she said, "I've been praying about my daughter's going away to college, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been asking God to help me to deal with or tell her how to behave as a child of God or how to react when certain things come your way." She said, "And your books are the ones that I'm going to give to her because it's saying exactly what I want to say to her, and it's saying
Mm-hmm.
it in a way that she'll be able to understand as a young person." Another
Mm-hmm.
person, their testimony was that I was in this relationship and allowing this man
Mm-hmm.
to just basically because I wanted him to love me, I wanted him to be with me, I wanted him to stay with me, that I was
Mm-hmm.
allowing him to do whatever he wants with me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
ended up being used, but I wasn't saying anything because I wanted him to stay with me. And
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of women that do that and feel like that you can't make it. You need a man to survive, and we've been conditioned as women that if you don't have a man, that you're not of any value, that you're not great, you're not wonderful, you're not fabulous. But as somebody who was single and somebody who's been married, I tell the single people, enjoy your life. We've been conditioned to like our youth that we should be the clock is ticking, that you have to get married, and if you don't get married, you're not you like you've broken a law, an unspoken
Mm-hmm.
law, that you're not sufficient, you're not good enough. marriage is a great thing.
It is, but singleness is a blessing.
It is a great thing too.
Yes.
And for some people,
Yes.
marriage may not be the thing for you because
Mm-hmm.
you know yourself, you're selfish. You know
Mm-hmm.
that, I like sleeping late. I don't like nobody
Mm-hmm.
sleeping with me in the bed. That may be singleness for you. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is that nurture and is like, I can't be by myself. I need a companion. That may be you.
You know, at one point I was like, oh my gosh, I need a boyfriend, I need a husband, everybody's getting married. And I was gonna, now at the age of 14, and I'm gonna like, I don't want, I'm okay.
I am 42. I am 42, going to be 43 this year. Bless the Lord. And
Mm-hmm.
my daughters and I were coming home tonight. Tonight, I have two firecrackers, and my youngest, which is 4, she said to me, "Let's play 20 questions." I was like, "Sure." I don't know where she was going in. So she was asking her sister question and then interchanging. She said to me, "When are you going to get a boyfriend?" I said, "Well, why do I need to get a boyfriend?" So they started to give me the reason why I need to get a boyfriend. My 4 and 6 year old. I said, listen to you. So why don't you think I don't have a boyfriend? So they're both quiet. I was like, oh, okay then. So
Mm-hmm.
it is crazy because that's how we've been raised that you have to have something. I'm not polluting the water to say marriage isn't great or love isn't great. I'm not of that persuasion.
They both have their benefits. Both singleness and being married have the
Yeah,
benefits.
you have to know what is for you. Don't let anybody force things down your
Exactly,
soul that you're
exactly.
not ready for, or you get later on in life. People saying, "Oh, your biological clock is ticking. You gotta get it out." And people are having kids later and later and later. You may be a geriatric pregnancy according to
Mm-hmm.
the thing, but it doesn't mean that you won't have your children.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. So, Monodel,
Yes, ma'am.
what is next for you? I know the modeling now. Listen, I used to model before, so I wanna be by besides Monodel, though. I'll be model together. So,
Listen, my little cameo. Let it's weird. God is be so funny. God has a sense of humor. I remember when I was skinny, I was a size. I looked like a bobble-headed doll. I was skinny, 150. My head was big and my body was little. And
yeah.
my family swear, don't model, you're so pretty. And when you grew up that and you're thought that because I have a high forehead,
Mm-hmm.
so when you're growing up in the Caribbean, if you're not light and you don't have the pretty eyes and you're not looking a certain way, you're considered ugly. So I never really thought of myself as being, you know. And,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it is later on in life then when you're confident about who you are, this physical thing will match what you feel about yourself. And so they said, why don't you model? Why don't you go model? Why don't you? And I'm like, I'm not pretty enough for model. I don't know anybody that would want me to model.
Now stop lying. Stop lying on national TV.
I'm not lying. Listen, I'm
You
not
are a beautiful woman. Let me tell you, beauty does not come from
lying.
outside. It does not come from outside. Beauty comes from within. Sometimes you will make them say, "Oh my gosh, how that ugly looking man have that good looking man have the ugly looking woman?" Is the beauty that's inside, and
Personality.
yeah, and the world has nowadays they make like it has to be. You have to be looking a certain way. If you don't like me for who I am, okay, take a back
Mhm.
seat. I'm sorry, we're not for each other.
I was listening and like when he said a certain way, I was listening to this program and the guy was saying everybody now looking like ants. And I'm like, it took me a minute to realize what he was saying. Looking
Uh,
like ants. And then I was like, oh, okay. Because it's the 30, 24, 36, and
yes,
not
yes.
everybody is built like that.
Yes, I know. But our beauty is from within, and we are who we have to mold ourselves into what we want to be. Okay, we have to build ourselves. We have to grow. Okay, and in that process, help others grow, empower others, and motivate and inspire them towards their growth. And that is going to be our greatest reward. Like you said, when you look at this person and they said, because of you, this is what happened to me. So your books, as much as you said that was never, but you'll be surprised to see how many people is going to help.
I received that, Cindy. I received that. That is one of the vision. You asked me what's next for me. I have not put a cap on what's next for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the dream is that the books will become movies. That you see Monodel Ollivierre in lights on Times Square.
I have an idea. Maybe we should start a production company together.
I'm not laughing at the vision. I'm laughing at the fact that we gonna put a production company together starting tonight on social media. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but we can. It's nothing that we cannot do, and I've learned that it may take a lot more work because of certain situation and circumstances that
Mm-hmm.
you are
Yeah.
engaged in. And I was saying to the woman on Sunday, don't let anybody tell you can't do what you have in your mind or you have in your heart. You are the only person that is standing in the way of where you would be. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine if Tyler Perry said, you know what, he showed up and there was only three people in the audience and he quit right then and there? They would
Mm-hmm.
have, he wouldn't be the
Yeah.
billionaire that he is. Can you,
Exactly. You know,
the
Monodel, not everybody is going to see your vision.
no.
You are the one who has the vision, not everybody else. That's your vision. So to let other people derail you or sidetrack you or distract you from your vision or to tell you you can't, I have removed can't in my vocabulary a long time ago.
I teach my
I
daughter
can't.
that. I
Huh?
teach my daughter that we don't say can't
Mm-mm.
and we don't quit. We don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
We find another way. You think about Thomas Edison, and can you imagine if he had stopped when he failed? He said, "It's just told me 99 ways not how to do it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember this. I always talk about it. The lady who wrote the Harry Potter book. Not that I'm promoting Harry Potter books, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just using it as an example because
Exactly.
if the secular world can do it, why can't we as Christian who have a little bit more what we're supposed to have faith?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she got turned down so many times until
Mm-hmm.
all she needed was one yes. And that one yes made her a billionaire because that book became a movie and she retained most of the rights. And you just need one yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yes.
one.
You know, in one of my poems, I said, remain focused on whatever it is your path towards prosperity. Not everyone will walk with you as a visionary, okay? Because on the road to life, you are the driver, you in the driver's seat, you are the driver of your life. So you
Mhm.
have got to drive that. It's almost like there's precipice here, and you have something, you're focused on where you're going, no matter block out the noise. And sometimes as women, sometimes we start to have all of those doubts about ourselves. I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this. Who cares? That's what you want. If you want to become the best crochet lady in town, don't think about everybody else who have a crochet business. Look at McDonald's. McDonald's have many chains, all of them making money. So don't think about what others are doing. Think about this is what I want to do, and I am going to stay the course no matter what. And I had to learn to be that for me. I
Yeah.
had to learn after I dealt with my mental illness and I started to empower myself. I had to say, I need women. I need to empower women, and I need women like myself who see the vision, who have the vision, and who are willing to walk the mile to their own prosperity.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to encourage yourself, because you're not going to find a lot of people that are going to root for you if you don't have that unit. You have to encourage yourself. There's a song that says sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test because no matter how you feel, speak
Mhm.
the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself. Because if you have to wait for somebody to encourage you, sometimes you're definitely going to be left alone.
Yes. So let me say, guys, I would like you all to share this live. Share on your platforms because, I'm listening to you and you are a powerful speaker.
Thank you.
You are a powerful speaker. You're welcome. And we need more women. You said you were introvert. I know a lot of introverted people who are doing amazing things. I would have never knew that because you
No,
were so,
I
yes.
think I think I'm in a place now where it's a balance. There's some days I have to pull away from the world and recharge, um,
Mm-hmm.
and some days I just want to be left alone. but there are other days that I can, just be. And I don't take any credit of this. All credit goes to God, because if
Absolutely.
sometimes I just, when I think about the goodness of God and what He's done for me and
Mm-hmm.
where He's brought me from and what He's kept me through, my very, 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 my very soul cries out, hallelujah. Thais, leave me alone, please. Thank you very much.
Yes, I was laughing at that too. She
And
said, "I don't believe in that introvert thing."
yeah, yeah, I used to be. I remember when I moved here, because we grew up in the Caribbean, and the philosophy is, as especially girls, you should be
Mm-hmm.
seen and not heard. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I had a complaint on for something I had purchased, and I called customer service, and I was afraid to speak to customer service over the phone. Somebody else had to do it for me. That was
Mm.
how crazy it was. But look at God, Robo Seki. I brought
Yeah.
my mind along. I can speak for myself. I'm a little bit more confident.
Mhm. Yes, wonderful. So I wanted to ask you this. I've been dying to ask you that question about the you. I am like, as you talk about that book, I'm getting more excited to read it about it. This book, was it Praise Personified?
Huh?
I have an urge to read about it. So it says that you were award winning author with the book Spirit that personified an
Yes.
organism. Tell us about that. Tell us about that. How you got to become an award winning author with those two books, and what the journey was like.
So when I am self-published, it
Mm,
means I don't have a publisher. I do my own publishing and networking and promoting. I do all of that, because at the time I wasn't able to, find a publisher, and I'm like, nobody can believe in me like me. So I
mm-hmm,
publish, and it's available on Amazon, it's available on Barnes and Nobles, it's
mm,
available on Goodread, wherever books are sold, it's
mm-hmm,
available there. And on Facebook there was this lady, um, she was saying, if you've written a book and you want a review on it and stuff like that, you could send it to her. So I mailed it, and
mm-hmm,
a couple months later, she's announcing, like, books in certain categories, because I had put in for this category, fiction, something. So I forgot exactly what it is now. It's been a couple of years, well, and I heard my name. After I did
wow.
I was so excited. I said, I have to go to, and they were doing an award ceremony in, was it Chicago? I think it's
Mm,
Chicago. And I was like, I gotta go. Because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I
mm,
went with a friend of mine, and it was such an awesome to hear your name call, and to know that your first book, the first thing you ever put pen to paper, and it is making waves. And I was so humble. I'm so grateful. I got very emotional.
mm-hmm,
And and I just gotta give God praise. I thank God for
mm,
at least paying attention when my parents sent me to school in English class, if nothing else,
mm-hmm.
and for
Yeah.
allowing the life experiences and hearing other people's story. Because most people,
Mm-hmm.
when I come on here, they ask me, "Is your life in the book? Is it more fiction?" I said, anything that I can write, life is stranger than that. So you're gonna
Mm,
have to read the book. And most people be like, "Oh," when they read the book, it's so relatable, because it reminds me of this person I knew, or I see myself in this book. So
mm-hmm.
I thank God for that ability, that experience. And as I look back, I was like, whoa, Monodel, coming on
So
my
you
team.
know, I'm going to encourage you to write that other book, finish that other book.
Yeah,
It's funny that you said you have booklets. I have free books. I published. Well, went to a publisher at the time. I didn't know any better, but I have three books. I'm thinking about. I've never had a book launch for any of my books.
really. I am a big believer in celebration. If anybody know me for anything, I celebrate the little things, I celebrate the big things. And as I said, I had a book launch. It wasn't anything gigantic or spectacular, but
Mm-hmm.
it meant a lot to me, because hey, this is something that you celebrate. And I've learned, I remember I was talking to Tessa a couple weeks ago, and we're talking about not being able to quote unquote sell yourself, like when you
Mm-hmm.
go into the room. And I used to be, what is your cost? What is the cost? And I used to be afraid to say what is the cost, because when it comes to talking about money, I am like, I don't want to talk about money.
Me too.
Yeah, I let somebody else talk about the money for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people feeling like I'm greedy, but I'm worth it.
Yes, we
I
are.
need to be able to say, this is my book. This is how much it costs. Because
Mm-hmm.
even though it's out, even the self-published, there's an expense to it. There is a
Absolutely.
networking expense, launching expense, and you have to you call your price and the value, because if you don't put a value on yourself, somebody else definitely will, and you
Well,
may soon find yourself in the clearance section instead of being top shelf.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, I did not have any book launches because I just couldn't afford it. You know, and I'm
I
gonna
couldn't afford it too. That's why you have friends. It's a, I need a borrow. I'm just
And I'm going like, okay, let's just on to the next one. But I know for sure for the my fourth book, which is already fully completed, okay, I am going to have a book launch. I think I'm going to have book launch for all four.
do you have a backyard in Georgia, Cindy?
Where I am, no, I live in an apartment, so wherever
You have
the
a park? You have a park?
yes,
Listen, you have a book launch place already.
okay,
Yeah, you just have a little party in the park, and this is where we are. Come,
mm,
Miss Sign and Green. You don't have to go expense yourself. You know,
okay,
I've been blessed that God has at that time
mm-hmm,
favor. I am so grateful for favor. I My life is an example of favor.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
so yeah, you don't think outside the box.
Yes, yes, I will. I think I have the tent and everything. I just have to get
See?
to it.
You
Okay.
see?
Yes, and I also wanted to come to. I wanted to come to. I'm trying to plan to come to New York to do a book signing for my books because I believe,
Nice.
you know, people are calling me all about the place. Publishers, all kind of people are calling me about, especially the first book. People are calling me so much about this book. I'm going like the one that's completed. They're calling me about, and I'm going like it must be worth something that so many people are calling me because they get a review of it, right? So it must be worth something that they're calling me about. So I said I need to have a book signing. I need to have a
Right.
book. I need to have something. Yeah. But what is Tessa said, I can relate to the introvert. I would rather stay in the back, but as you grow, you realize you have to be willing to move to the front or speak up to get the goals you want to get accomplished. And you couldn't have said that better. And she said you have to be confidently call your wolf. I remember they tell me, your book is only 9.99. I said, how you gonna put a price on my book for me? I wrote it. Okay, so you cannot tell me it's worth 9.99. Oh, people, because of the pages, that is not for you to say. I but Monodel, it has been such a pleasure speaking to you. But before you go, is there any advice, any encouragement that you can give to the women? Anything that you want to say about yourself? Any little tidbit that I missed? Okay, because I could still talk to you all night. But
um,
I know the babies are waiting. So tell us a bit about yourself. Any advice you want to give? Just talk.
Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. I remember the story of I'm gonna butcher her name,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Van Zandt. I think that's her name. And
Mm-hmm.
if you listen to her story and how she came to be the person that she is
Mm-hmm.
because life was doing what it does. And life
Mm-hmm.
will either break you or build you according to how you malleable you are and how teachable you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do something, find somebody who's done it before
Mm-hmm.
you. I said this on Sunday. Find a
Mm-hmm.
mentor. It may not have to be somebody in person. It may be somebody online. You research how this person got to be where they are, and
Mm-hmm.
you try to mimic. You try to get as much learning from them as possible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I and find people who are honest with you, not somebody who will gaslight you. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Pat. Not somebody would gaslight you and tell you, this is it. Find true, authentic people who will critically critique you.
Mm-hmm.
Also surround yourself with people that have the best intentions for you. be very careful of monitoring spirits. What I mean is people who are there to report to the naysayers and block your aid. Talk to God a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
talk to him, he will tell you which way to go. He'll tell you who to trust. He will tell you what avenues are open for you. And he will even show you where you can, because sometimes even as you're doing this, because I remember when my book wasn't selling or going the way I want, I got discouraged and I was like, God, I thought this was what you want me to do. And one of my friends said, have grace with yourself. You're very critical of it. Have grace with yourself. All things are going to work out according to God's will and for you. Good. So that is my admonishment to you today. And pursue the dreams that you have in your heart. Dust them off, blow them off wherever you have them, growing dust. You can do it. Especially if you're living in the land of opportunity, you can do it.
Mm. I know for sure my goal, ultimate goal, is to become a motivational speaker.
You're doing a good job, Cindy.
Oh, thank you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to be where I want to be. Okay.
Amen.
I want to be there, and it's going to happen. I am claiming it. Okay.
Now you're preaching.
Yes. So I want to say, if you want to find Monodel's books, it's on Monodel Ollivierre Ministries.com. It's on the ticker. Has been going on for a while now. So go to her website, get to know a little bit more about her, what she does. You can see more on her website, and support the sisters. Purchase one of her books. Okay, purchase, if you want, purchase two, purchase free, buy one for somebody else. But support. We have to support each other as females, as Black women, as Black people, and as people on the whole. Let's support each other. Okay, let's help each other grow. And if you want to get a copy of my books, you can go to cindyplacid.com. Simple as that. Okay, and I have 3 books, poetry books. I want to say a little piece, one verse of my poem, okay, because of International Women's Month. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I read that poem on Sunday, and I personally, I had to go back and say, but wait a minute, Cindy, you wrote all of that in the poem, but so it says here, mm, with labor pains, we birth many a generation, a plight only who experience will understand. Each of us each of us exists with inherited imperfection. We hold a common thread. We are called woman. Sister, help me adjust our crown. We are queens
Oh,
in our own
absolutely.
right. So carry yourself like a queen. Be the queen that you want to be. Grow into your queenship, into your royalty. Whatever you do not give up on yourself. Whatever situations that you are facing, whatever it is, there is always someone else who has had a similar experience and can help you, encourage you, and inspire you to see the best in yourself and to grow from that situation. Okay, I always say, Les Brown is my people. Oh, listen, the station is asking for a song.
Ah, yeah.
Listen, I always quote Les Brown. If you are going to fall on your back, because as long as you can look up, you can get up. And me, my personal thing is, failure should never be your finality. Don't settle for it at all.
Mhm.
Okay? Rise to your own prosperity. Now, Eustacia said we are getting a song from Ollivierre. So,
Listen, I have to
what's
clear
some
the, I have to clear the cockroach out of my voice. Give me a second.
Marcel said with God we are majority. Yes, we are.
Amen.
Yes. So she's gonna do a song.
Tessa, I'm a get you. Um, Okay. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never failed me, and all my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
You got a voice on you, lady.
Thank you. God be praised. God be praised.
I have to write that before they start telling me you cannot sing that song. You can have this on your show. Facebook gets me all the time. So I have to put that for all songs are for promotional purposes, no copyright infringement intended. Okay, so Facebook, no
Yeah.
copyright. Okay, but for I've been speaking to them personally.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was your voice is beautiful. It's
Thank
really
you.
calming. Thank you so much. So you in your element. So my resilient risers, thank you so much for being with us on Poetry and Perspective with Placid. It
Thank
was
you
a
for having
pleasure being with Monodel. We said we were going to have a conversation. It was not question and answer. It was just a conversation we're having. And I hope you guys have had an amazing, amazing night with us. If you know anyone who wants to be on the show and talk about the experiences, talk about whatever they are doing, just to promote themselves. That's what Poetry and Perspective with Placid is here for. I cannot always remember everybody because people have a life too. Get my number, call me. Just call me up, send me a message. Hey Cindy, I want to come on the show. This is the date I think I'm available. My show's on Thursdays and off Fridays. Just give me your date and I will go along with it. Okay. I am here for you guys to promote you, to give you a voice, to let your voice be heard and let everybody know about your work. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. But either way, I'm here to promote, to encourage, and to inspire each one to be the best that they can be the best version of themselves, like Monodel said. Until next time, have an awesome, awesome night. And Monodel, I'll give you the final word. You still said your model already. I'll give you the final word.
um God is awesome. If you don't know God as if this is my mandate. Um Whatever you're going through in life is never bigger than God. It's never bigger than His grace, and it's never bigger than His mercy. If you don't know Him, I would encourage you to try Him. We're in the last days. You may say, I've been hearing this since I was how much years or whatever, but we are in the last days. It's no time to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, on the river, on the bank. It is your time to choose this day, as Joshua said, who you will serve. He said, but as for me and my house, we will serve God. I ask you to choose God because without Him, you're absolutely nothing. You can do, you cannot do life without Him. You feel like you are. The very air that in your breath belongs to Him. Choose thee this day. Choose Him today. God bless you.
Have a good night, risers. See you the next time. Bye.